Hello, welcome to Soulprint Insights. So, for some of you, this is actually going to be a repeat video. But for a lot of you, certainly my newer subscribers, this is some information that was channeled for me a while back, and I released it earlier this year on this channel. And the reason I'm repeating it, two reasons. In one of my previous videos, I made mention of thoughts behind your thoughts. And I think, especially now, especially with everything that's going on, and the fear and the anxiety and the worry, that it really bears repeating, and not only for those who are hearing it for the first time, but for all of us, generally speaking. It's a really, really good reminder. So, thoughts behind thoughts. Okay, so this talks about what goes on, sort of almost like behind what it is we're thinking or feeling or think we're thinking. So I'm going to share this channeling with you, and I hope that you find some guidance and some insight and some interesting information in it. So let's begin, shall we? So the question that I asked was, what are the thoughts behind the thought, and why do we need to understand them? The thoughts behind the thought are in fact the creative force behind the prayer or manifestation. It is those unheard or blocking thoughts that hold the power, because if they are not in accord with the first or primary thought, they will hold the fear or worry, which will attract more of the same. It is those memory tapes or fear-based thoughts that loop over and over under the surface of the conscious thought that are where you first need to adjust or correct your thinking. Let's use an example. God, thank you for the blessings and healings received in this situation, which, by the way, is a really, really powerful affirmation. Okay, just generally speaking, thank you for the blessings and healings received in this situation. It is present, it is current, it's not something that's going to happen in the future. You are acknowledging that it's here and now, and that's why it's such a powerful affirmation. However, if you use that affirmation, this is a very powerful prayer of gratitude that holds a high and clear vibration and will create that feeling of connection and peace. If the thought behind this is positive and mindful, such as, in truth, all is as it should be, and in reality, all that I ask for is already healed in a place I have only to receive and accept, then the thought behind the thought is supportive. If, however, the secondary thought is, I don't deserve this, I am not worthy, it is too big, or I want it to arrive in this order, or I have already asked for this time and time again, and still it hasn't come. You get the point. Then the secondary thought creates a powerful block that controls the first thought. And this exactly explains why I wanted to reintroduce this information again, because with everything going on, a lot of us are really living in a state of worry and concern, anxiety. And it's really important to recognize that those feelings are going on, because if you don't recognize and acknowledge them, then they have a great deal more power than you sort of realize. And as a result, they then have a fair bit of control. Ellie seems to think she has something to contribute to this conversation. It is not a matter of simply making a statement. You need and in fact should want to understand and be clear about what and why you are looking for certain results. Be mindful of the fact that the very emotion of need creates a thought that there is something missing. That which you believe is missing or lacking needs to be addressed first, or the healing you seek cannot arrive. Realize it is the feelings and emotions that are the powerful creative force behind your prayer or manifestation. The feeling of need or lack has to be addressed first. Let's use an example. You want to bring love into your life. Look inward to yourself. Do you feel love or do you feel lonely? Do you love yourself or are you looking for another to do that for you? Do you surround yourself with that which you love? Do you practice sending love out into the world each and every day with your thoughts and actions? You can only love another as much as you love yourself. Do you love yourself in the same manner and way in which you wish to love another and wish for that person to love you? If you feel lack, then you have to feel the lack first. Perhaps you seek financial security or abundance. First, ask yourself, do you bless and appreciate all that you have? Is your secondary thought, I need more? Or is it, thank you for all the blessings of my life? I have abundance in all ways and in all areas of my life. I am rich in all the ways that matter. Which thoughts are rolling around behind the prayer, the manifestation, the statement? You can see that these secondary thoughts are very, very different and hold opposing vibrations and energy. It is vital that you listen and heal those thoughts behind the thought. It is about being in a place of gratitude and appreciation. It might be helpful to always remember that the place you are in right now is someone else's goal. Think about that for a minute. Think about that. The source of all, the universal love, will provide that which you believe to be your truth. Absorb that statement. You will receive that which you believe is your truth. I didn't say you will receive that which you want or that which you desire. You will receive what you believe to be your truth. Release those lower and blocking thoughts to love for healing and transmutation. Let what guides you be your highest truth, always on your journey towards the next pinnacle of your life. If you have faith enough to say the prayer, the affirmation, or to set the intention, then you need to have faith enough that it will be heard and answered. Then you listen for the answer. It is a truth that from this vibration, watching over those we love and guide, that we communicate with you constantly. You just don't hear or see. Listen for the voice and actions of the divine. Trust that the guidance you seek will lead you to the next step, and then the next is available to you right now. Then you take one step at a time. Taking one step and knowing that the next will be revealed is a powerful statement of faith. The way forward cannot be revealed to you in a complete picture. By doing that, it would remove from you your free will, and that cannot be. With blessings and love, know and gain comfort that the thoughts behind your thoughts for you, With blessings and love, know and gain comfort that the thoughts behind our thoughts for you is love, light, blessings, and that your highest intentions be realized in all ways and in all directions of space, time, and dimension. We remain at this time Masudius. So part of the reason that I really wanted to take a look at this channeled message again at this time is because there's a lot of worry going on right now, a lot of fear and a lot of concern. And it's important that when you are sending out prayers or good thoughts or energy to a situation, whether it is personal or whether it is global, whether it is to a specific person, a family member, whatever it is, that you want that energy to not be coming from a place of fear. And these days, frankly, that's kind of really hard to do, right? Because everybody's super concerned, right? Because there's some really scary stuff going on out there. But you have to sort of acknowledge that I'm scared, because you can't ignore it. But you have to acknowledge it and then lift yourself to a place where you understand that acknowledging that you are afraid is healthy. Dwelling in your fear is not so much, okay? So at this time, when we're all very concerned, it's really important that we understand that what we are thinking behind almost what we are thinking or what we are saying is really important, and it needs to be addressed, and it needs to be addressed in such a way so that we realize that we are not sort of almost drawing towards us the very last thing that we need or want. Now, it is often said that the universe does not hear negatives. So if I'm making a statement like, or I'm sending an intention that, oh, I really don't want that person to get sick, or I really don't want, really bad things to happen in this situation. What happens is if you cancel the word, the negative connotation, so I don't want, right? What you end up getting is I want that person to get sick, or I want bad things to happen in this situation. Now, I've been meditating on that, and what I've actually come to realize is that it's not literally that the universe doesn't acknowledge a negative word or statement, But what it does do is it really brings clarity to the fact that when you make a statement like, I don't want, what you're really, really saying is, I am scared of that happening. So it's just important to pull back and recognize that when you're saying, I don't want, that what you're saying is, I'm actually really scared of that. You're far better to say, yep, I acknowledge that situation or that circumstance really, really frightens me, but I am going to sit in a place of faith or trust or light, divine energy. I'm going to go to a place that is, if it can't be positive, make it neutral, okay? I'm going to sit in this place where even while I'm acknowledging the fear, I am creating a more powerful thought or force of energy by talking about what the reality that I want to be actually is and looks like, okay? So this is just a really, really important to sort of think about and absorb, because there's just a lot of lower vibrational energy going on right now. And, you know, you don't want to be saying things like, I don't want that person. I can't wait for that person too. You know, things will be much better when that person or situation is gone. Because what you're really saying is, I'm really scared it won't be. And that becomes the thought behind the thought. And that becomes what controls you, because it is not acknowledged. And that which is not acknowledged can become amplified, because it builds, because it's going on kind of in the dark, if you will. So I really would like for you to just take some time and really give some serious consideration to this channeled message and the point that they're trying to make, which is, it's not enough to be mindful of mindful of the statement you make or an intention you set. It is equally important to look at and neutralize any negative or fear-based reactions that are creating the need for you to make the statement in the first place. Okay? So, as I said, this channeled information was released earlier. It was released in January. But I really felt it was super important that for those of you who may have been on board in January, that you kind of hear it again, because I think we all need refresher courses, especially now. And for those of you who are new to Insights, this was one of the channeled messages that I really, really didn't want to kind of get, I didn't want to fall through the cracks, because it's really important in terms of keeping ourselves in a place that is mentally healthy, that is positive, and that empowers us. So, thank you ever so much for joining me here at Soulprint Insights. I am so grateful for my new subscribers and, of course, my established ones. The comments, the likes, the thumb, it's all great, and I'm very, very grateful. I also want to take just a quick moment to thank those of you who have sent donations my way. They are just humbly received with gratitude. It's just a really lovely energy that comes with the donations, and I want you to know that they are received with such gratitude. So thank you. And for any of you out there who are interested in a private reading, in the box below there is an email address. And if you send me just a request at that address, I will communicate back directly with you and give you the information that you need to know should you wish to go forward. So, until next time, stand in your power and stand in your light. Bye-bye.